Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Monday the 6th of March. So what goodies do we have in store today? Let's firstly look at the potential news that's going to impact the trading here, and really, well, that's it then. Not a lot. We've already seen the Swiss data out, and we've got the IV PMI for Canadian dollar later. I'm just going to look ahead a little bit here into this week, just so we understand if it gets to be a quiet day, why it's a quiet day. Well, for the Aussie dollar, just got to be careful in terms of trading that today by looks of things. I'm bound to find plenty of trades on the Aussie dollar now I've seen this, but of course we've got the cash rate and the RBA, Reserve Bank of Australia statement there tomorrow morning, 3:30 UK time. We've got Fed Chair out tomorrow afternoon there testifying, so he's probably in front of one of the Senate committees. He's going to probably say more the same. They've all spoken, but maybe he'll say something different, you never know. But that's 3 o'clock tomorrow. We haven't got to worry too much about that, and I don't think the markets will be holding their breath for that. What they will be looking for is non-farmers, which is on Friday. I haven't got to that yet, but I'm just looking at the Bank of Canada also putting out their rates on Wednesday there. So we do have some data out this week, which the employment change data there on Friday is the most significant of it all. So nothing too much to spoil. Just watch out if you're looking at trading the Aussie today and holding a position. It could get a bit volatile. So let's get on, look at the markets, and I'm afraid to tell you, well, we'll see. The euro dollar, it's been in a complete horrible sort of sessions of late. Bit up and down is a nice way of discussing it. At the moment, it's on the hourly here. Look, actually, if you just sort of switch back to the 4 hourly broadly down here, and then we've put this higher low in, and it started moving through last week. So last week then ended up on a bit more positivity, and there's the last of last week and into this week. We're already into the R1 here. Missed the daily pivot. There's a potential then to roll on or push on to the R2 at some stage. That said, it's not a lot in the terms of range. If you're looking for it as day trade, we'll see what happens post 8 o'clock. But there's probably a hint of bullishness still in this market. Just pound dollar. Again, ranging, and if you look at this as we go down the time frames, you see just how sort of rangy it is. That doesn't mean to say you can't make money out of it. It's just the risk of it only getting halfway up or halfway down. All stands there, and it's quite a mess at the moment. It's consolidating where it is. Maybe a break of these highs. I'm sure there'll be some buy stops sitting above for those that are selling into this market above. Maybe that will just give us a fake out as opposed to a proper breakout. We've not touched the daily pivot yet. There's still the risk of that being taken out first if you're looking on the long side. But it is quite iffy. It's got I was going to say the maximum potential. I say in the short term is up to these prior highs here. So it sort of looks semi-clean relative to the euro. US dollar yen. This is the daily picture. Still looking like it's rolling back a little bit here. It promised to try and do this a couple of times last week. It didn't come to too much when it was doing it, but it's working its way lower highs, lower lows down here at the moment. Again, hasn't hit the pivot, the daily pivot. So if it comes back and breaks that S1, well, we could be on for the S2. But on a lot of these occasions where it's doing that recently, there's very little in the way of targets just to those, unless you're happy swinging it for longer. Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar consolidation where it is, many days just chopping along there, and you can see it's where to next. The main pattern here, the structure of the market, if you like, is to the downside, lower highs, lower lows broadly. Coming down here, well, it's a complete mess on the dailies. It's a flip of a coin where it sits at the moment. US dollar CAD, it's a pretty similar picture. It's a bit inverted, but similar picture. It's been pushing upwards on the dailies there in that short term. Overall though, it's horrible. It's close to its prior highs there. It's not far off of those. It's a bit of a stagnant mess, to be fair, and again, it's a coin flip. Now, looking through the other pairs, I couldn't see anything first thing this morning. Some of the major pairs that I quite like, the Euro CAD, etc., that's hanging in there at the moment. It has got a daily pivot below. If it starts selling off, it might be a bit of a target, but there's probably not a great risk reward sitting on it. If it's just to that, if it's going to break further, that's fine. Like the Euro Yen, I look at quite a bit. That's got choppy where it's sitting at the moment. Maybe it will roll back south again. The pound CAD and the pound yen are often on my lists, but the pound CAD, certainly from where it's sitting at the moment, well, it could, with the potential for the pound to break above its highs there, this could see the pound strength coming through against the CAD as well. It's a possibility. And as for the pound yen, it's flatlining. Someone needs to get the doctor quickly. So there we are. Bright old market on the Forex side of things. Side of that then, looking at the indices. The indices haven't had a good time in Hong Kong anyway. Let's just come to the dailies with a quick look through these. Indices continuing to chop really. The growth outlook in China wasn't as good as expected then. It's seen a bit of a sell-off, not major at the moment. The Nikkei's done a little bit better here. It's continuing to push out of its bullish flag there, and off it's gone again. It's sort of it does this with these horrible gaps on this cash market, but it's a horrible sort of gappy sort of market anyway. Resistance could come into the highs there at 28,450, somewhere in that way. But anyway, pushing up for now the Nikkei. The Nifty 50 though, this has finally got a bit more fire in the tank for now anyway. We've the general structure here, lower highs, lower lows, and even the gain recently, but seeing a bounce at the moment. Is this changing yet? Well, it hasn't put enough data in there to show me that it's changing. I'm just looking on the shorter time frames. It's put a little higher low in there. I'm probably sure we've got a bit of divergence over these lows, but it's you can see the higher lows a bit clearer on the shorter time frames, but it's not fully proven its case yet. And the trend line, even if we look at the original trend line, well, it's just sort of breaking above there, but we've got this newer trend line because it put a low in, so it's got a bit of way to go to prove itself. Okay, S&Ps choppy and ugly. Did manage to get a push up there and put us into a pivot swing sort of price action on Friday. Maybe we could see a bit more follow through, but daily pivots below, and it's just tinkering there, teasing at the moment. Perhaps it will roll back, and there, sorry, that's a weekly pivot below, not daily. The daily is still below as well though. There's the daily. That could be the sort of minimum it pulls back if it does start selling off. Dow Jones, similar case last week. It's still in structures that are horrible. The market at the moment, it is still pushing up at the moment though, and we could see a bit more upside there, as well as the Nasdaq. Nasdaq looks cleaner than Dow Jones at the moment. I rarely say that, but there you are. It's the way it's been for the last week or so. Looking a bit more positive there on the Nasdaq. It's certainly more positive there. The DAX then, the DAX is, oh dear me, Friday it's got back up to the higher part of the range there it's been sitting in. maybe we'll get a breakout at some point. It is looking a little bit more likely now, but a difficult market in terms of timing that. I'd wait for the breakout, retrace, and then try and buy if I was looking on buying it. The FTSE just continued to work in this tight old range as well, so very difficult markets, these European markets. Sorry, I forgot to look at gold. Quick look at gold here then. Gold's pushing up a little, struggling its way back up towards its new monthly pivot. Not looking the most bullish at the moment, but if you come down, you see the structure of this lower time frame, 4-hourly time frame, and you see it's turned higher low. It's broken its near-term trend, looking much more bullish. Short-term, it's higher lows, higher highs running through here, so it could be for further upside there. CRUD, the crude oil. So what we got here for those traders there that again, it's range bound. It looks like the range is getting smaller, or has been getting smaller, but on the 4-hourly, higher lows, higher highs. So at that point of view, we're still potentially got more upside in this at the moment. Really messy and ugly though on the hourlies here, and that's just the way that market's rolling at the moment. Okay, that's it for me today. I wish you a great day's trading, and I'll catch you in the morning. Bye for now. Not a lot to go for today, is there? Let me just